We live in a day and age where anything can happen. Now, these are the facts of what we do know at the time of making this video between Canada and the United States. Right now, the situation is fluid. It's changing. We're getting new facts every single day. So let's stick to what we do know, and maybe let's speculate a little bit to what's to come. Now, one thing is for sure is that this is a little shocking and scary for that entire region. I'm from upstate New York, and you never hear about any sort of conflict or violence really in the entire part of that state. Now, here's what we do know. All of the border crossings between New York and Canada shut down just like that. Everything is shut down. Something you need to understand if you're not from that part of the United States is that the US-Canadian border crossing is extremely secure and it's extremely strict. So for all of them to shut down, there's the notion out there that this could be something bigger than we think. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but I want to throw it out there that if they're willing to shut down all of the border crossings, understand this has economic conditions here. People are trying to travel between United States and Canada, United States for Thanksgiving. So these have really big implications to shut down your entire border there. Something else that we do know is that there was an explosion from a car. The type of attack that it may be is called an SVBIED. Now, unfortunately, I can't say the exact words of what it means. You can go ahead and look that up. But if it was one of those attacks, that's extremely scary and devastating. We'll get to that in a second as to why it's a very bad thing if it was that. Now, here's what else we do know. We do know that there was a Canadian border guard that was injured on the Rainbow Bridge crossing, which is a popular crossing point between the United States and Canada, which is near Niagara Falls. Popular tourist destination if you love big waterfalls and you like gray skies like it is today. Now, I'm trying to make light of the situation because if I'm being honest with you, it's a little shocking and scary if it was an attack. That's not a good thing. One thing I also want to shout out, or who I want to shout out, is that the response time from the New York State Troopers, the FBI teams out there, and the Canadian teams out there was extremely fast. I'm seeing reports or hearing reports of about, within minutes, you've already had elite units out there making sure the entire region was secure and everything was good to go. Now, those are the facts. That's what we know. You may have noticed I did not say this was a bad guy attack or a terror attack. To my knowledge, at the time of making this video, the only news outlet making that definite claim is Fox News, unless they retracted it. But right now, Fox News, they are the only news outlet to make that claim that it was a terror attack. No one else is saying that because there hasn't been a press release from Canada, from the state troopers, or the FBI. You have to understand, when you make a implication like that, it changes everything. Because if this was a more successful attack, if it was an attack, depending on the origin or the reasons for that attack, that other nation could be held accountable, or those people could be held accountable. And so you got to be very careful when you throw the words, oh, it's a bad guy attack or a terror attack. I'm trying to be very careful what I say on YouTube. You can't say certain words on here. And so again, if I'm being honest with you, it probably is pointing towards that direction. Now, I want to talk about the actual type of attack where you use a car in that nature. If that's the case, we've brought war zone tactics over into North America. You can go ahead and look up SVBIED attacks on military bases in Iraq, in Afghanistan, where the bad guys use cement trucks, they use regular trucks, or just regular old cars. There's really only two outcomes to these attacks. If it goes off, it's very devastating. If it doesn't go off, good for you. But the only way to stop this attack is through aggression. You can't just say, hey, stop, I know you're a bad guy. It's through aggression. And the reason why I'm a little worried about this is because we already can't walk through a grocery store or walk anywhere in the United States without having a thought of, I hope I'm safe. But this new notion of the possibility of a car being used like this is a little scary. I'll say that. I'm not trying to scare anybody or shock anyone. These are more just my thoughts. And I really wanted to make this video more so to calm everyone down because we don't know the facts and we do know things are getting handled and secured. So right now, again, between the United States and Canada, I don't think there will be any sort of friction between the two nations if this was a bad guy attack. If anything, I think this will actually unify the United States and Canada to come together to try stabilizing the region and try to ensure that this never happens again. And so again, I really want to point out the fact as to why this is a little shocking is because that part of the world, United States, it is rather secure. Again, you don't really ever hear about anything happening. And Canada especially is very strict. Oh, and I'm also now just remembering, we don't have verification on what side of the border this came from. I'm seeing reports where a car came from New York, crossed over, looped back, and vice versa, from Canada to New York. Again, we don't have the exact verification. We don't have all the facts. But I'm sure eventually the FBI, state troopers, they're going to put them out there soon. Now, again, I think the United States wants to be extremely careful. When I say United States, I mean FBI, state troopers. They want to be very careful at pointing fingers with this attack. Because, again, if it is a terror attack or a bad guy attack, I hope this doesn't create division or more strife versus maybe a certain type of people or a certain type of nation. But most people are pointing towards that it was one of these bad guy attacks. Again, Fox News went out on a limb and said they know. I don't know who else is saying that, but the facts are extremely minimal right now. I am very happy that if this was a bad guy attack, that nobody really got hurt other than the ones trying to initiate the attack. But for your entire border to shut down, that is not a good thing. That's a pretty bad thing, actually. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll get more facts soon, but these are the facts, and that's currently what's happening right now. And Canada, too, is being rather quiet about the entire situation, trying to make sure everything is safe and secure. But everyone, I think, is trying to be really careful with saying what this is. Not because this is not some sort of scandal or tinfoil hat thing, but as soon as you put that T word out there, it changes everything. Means of war, security policy. Man, we live in weird times. We live in really weird times. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That is currently what we do know, currently what we don't know. And if you're watching this video before Thanksgiving, hope you guys have a good Thanksgiving. And I don't know what you guys celebrate in Canada, but I hope you guys have fun on our Thanksgiving as well. We'll see you guys later.